What's going on, guys? This is Ethan, and I'm bringing a video to you guys about archery hunting in Pennsylvania so far this year. So yesterday, October 13th, I got my first actual legal buck. It was a right-sided 4-point. The left side broke off, and the reason why I say my first actual legal buck is because, you know, when you're in like the youth program and stuff for hunting, you know, you can shoot spike bucks, you can shoot whatever you want that are below the actual like the legal size to kill a buck. And you know, I've killed spike bucks, I've killed 3-pointers, but I've never actually killed, like as an adult hunter since I'm 21, I've never actually killed like an actual legal buck. And for the most part, from what I could see, because it was kind of dark when I shot him, but I knew he had 4 on one side, so he was actually legal. He had like a weird, like a kickoff for an antler, and he had a little brown sign on that side, but then the antler was just very, very long. It's kind of looped around, so I'm pretty sure he was actually a 6-point. But when I shot him, and when he ran, and when he crashed, I'm pretty sure it must have broken off. But by that time, it was too dark to try and find it. My phone was almost dead, so if I would have used a flashlight, it would have died. But we recovered it after 6:15 p.m. and I'm gonna put a picture in the video of the buck that I shot. You know, for a little 4-point like he was, I mean, it was a little basket rack kind of thing, but for the body of him, pretty much body wise, he was a pretty big buck. So I'm sitting in my stand, and it's like about 6'10" ish, and I was standing up, you know, looking around, because at that time I was just not cold, but like I was getting kind of chilly, because right now that temperatures in PA for the lows were like almost 50s to almost like high 40s. And when I sat down, I happened to look to my left, and the next thing I know, I see this brown figure just coming out of the brush. So when I sat down, I quickly got my bow, I looked up, and the next thing I know, this buck is just coming right at me. So, and by that time when I got my bow, he was probably 20 yards from me probably, and he actually looked up at me, and he saw me, and just proceeded to keep on walking. So I did a full 180 in the tree stand. I was looking to my left, he went around my tree stand, like behind my tree stand, turned around to the right, he walked a little bit, like 15-20 yards probably, and when he got into this little opening area between 2 trees, like this little shooting lane, that's when I let it fly. And I'm pretty sure I might have clipped a lung too, but for the most part, I kind of got most of his shoulder. And when I let the arrow fly, you know, he hunched over pretty bad, and he was running like quick step kind of running, like not like a full out like you know how like a dog would run, how they would like stride out. No, he was like running like little by little. So when I shot him, he actually broke off my arrow, and he had about maybe a foot of penetration. So this is the arrow. It's the aluminum Easton arrows, and you can tell that there's blood on this part of the arrow. There's some hair, but then as you see the rest, there's not really any blood, but there's blood on the feathers. But for the most part, down here in this general area, there's actually bubbles. So my brother could tell that I hit long, which was good. But for the most part, it was good blood for the most part on the arrow. Just couldn't really find a blood trail, or like an actual good blood trail. But luckily we found him, so that's good. And he must have ran probably 50 yards from my stand, and that's when I heard him crash the first time. And then he got back up, and then I heard him crash again. And then he got back up again, and I heard him crash again. So he really got it 3 times, and he crashed 3 times until he finally died the 3rd time. And by that time, I was calling my dad to come out and help me with the flashlight. I was calling my brother because he was also out. And at that point we had my dad. It was my dad, me, my brother Adam, Adam's friend Doug, and Adam's friend Dalton. We were trying to track this buck down, like in the dark. I couldn't really find any blood trails, but I had a sense of where he was at because I heard him crash. And when I found him, he was on a steep hill. It was about maybe like a 45 degree kind of, like a 45 degree angle, like uphill. And the next thing I know, I'm shining the spotlight up on this hill, and I look to my right, and about halfway up the hill, I just see his head looking right at me. And I was like, oh, he's dead. He's right there. So that was a relief. And you know, we gutted the deer, got it out, and then brought it home. I just wanted to make this quick video because I know I didn't film it, because by the time when he got to me, I was, you know, I couldn't really do much. I couldn't bring out the GoPro, I couldn't record, and anyways, it was around 6:15 when I shot him. So if I were to film, you guys wouldn't have seen it, but you could have heard me shoot. You could have heard the arrow go into him. You could have heard him run off and crash, but you could have never seen him because it was too dark. But I shot him, you know, during legal shooting hours of daylight, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it wasn't self-filmed, but I had my GoPro with me just in case if that were to happen. And sadly, I didn't get it on film, but I'm hoping that my brother can get something this archery season, or the rifle, or like, you know, late muzzleloader or late archery, or my dad can shoot one because he usually gets a buck every year. He doesn't really try to hunt anymore, and he still gets a buck every year. But last year he got a 3-pointer, but it was 3 on one side, and the other side was broken off like mine, so it was a legal buck. My brother got 3 deer last year. He got a 5-point and 2 doe, and then I got a doe last year as well. So overall, we had 5 deer total last year, and as of now, I got the first deer, the first buck really for us, for me, my brother, my dad. And there's plenty of season left. You know, we have the whole month of October to hunt. We have, I think it's the first 2 weeks in November to hunt, and then we have 2 weeks off for, you know, the week before Thanksgiving, and then the week of Thanksgiving, and then that Monday comes in rifle season. And I'm already tagged out for my buck tag, so I have to wait till the second week of rifle to go out so I can shoot a doe. Or if I shoot a doe during the remaining season of archery, then that could work too. So what I'm thinking is that if I shoot one more doe this year, I'm probably gonna be done for the year until maybe late archery in January of 2019. So that's what I'm thinking, but I'm just hoping that I can get one more deer this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture of the buck that I shot at the very end of this video so you guys can see it. I promise, I'm hoping next time I can actually get a kill on film. That's my main goal for this year. You know, I did fishing videos, and now I want to do actual hunting video, and I want to get an actual kill on film. But yeah, I just want to make a quick video. I know this may seem kind of long, but I wanted to make a quick video on, you know, the buck that I killed yesterday. If you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be really appreciated. And I'll try and make more videos. Alright.